doing? It's so good to see you. Come on in. Come on in. Grab your coffee, grab your tea, grab whatever you're drinking this morning. Maybe you're drinking. Remember, we talk about electrolytes. Like if you buy like the cocoa and caramel variety, like you could be drinking those in hot water and tricking your brain into thinking that you're drinking hot cocoa. Quite a deal. I'm not even going to lie. Okay. How are you guys doing? Come on in. Monday morning, today at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time, we have in the group Ditch Insulin Resistance for Women. I need to change that on my thing here. Ditch Insulin Resistance for Women. You have to give your email to get in there, just to let you know, because it's the only way I can contact people. And if you get in there, we're doing our 5-day challenge today. It's free $99. It's I'll go live Monday through Friday, all 5 days this week, 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. We are going to go over insulin resistance and food ingredient trade outs. Listen, I'm Italian. I know what it feels like to be like, how will I ever change out my foods? How will that ever happen? I mean, that was literally in my head. I'm just going to tell you, like, when I thought about that, I literally had this thought, yeah, that's pretty much not going to happen. I think about that now and I think, how lame is that? Good morning, Patty, sweet lady. You hit Wonderland this morning. Oh, you did? Good for you, Patty, who gave me hearts over here too. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh my gosh. You hit the 100s. Everybody congratulate Patty. I'm so excited for you, Patty. Doesn't that feel good? Thank you, Joan. I know you. She says she likes my hair down. I know, but it's just like, I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just like making it up. Good morning, Jody. Good to see you. Happy Monday morning in Minnesota. Minnesota is what it is. Okay, so you use chocolate protein powder for hot chocolates. Well, hi, Mike. Good to see you. I haven't seen you for a while. That's a really good idea. Okay. I mean, now I feel like really silly because I drink protein powders all the time. Why would I not drink a hot chocolate one? I have a really good chocolate one. It literally tastes like Nestle Quick. Okay. That's amazing. I'm going to do that. Sometimes it's the simple things in life. Oh, happy Monday, Lynn. Good to see you on here. How are your holiday plannings going? Gosh, it's good to see you guys. Okay, so this is what we're going to do today. I'm going to share with you a story. I was on a phone consult the other day. She's been doing the total body reset for a month and she's on her second month, you guys. She has a bunch of other good things that are happening, but there's one thing that took place that I want to share with you. And that is that she said, my anxiety is gone. My anxiety is gone. And I want to talk about why. Why? If you deal with your insulin resistance, why would your anxiety go away? And then I'm going to couple that with a reel that I saw. This guy is talking about how your sneeze patterns could be connected to your nervous system. My husband said, that can't possibly be true. I don't know. I'm just going to give you the information. You can see what you think for yourself. It's worth thinking about. Okay. Good morning, Stella. I haven't seen you for a while either. Oh, you guys, it must be like, new season, December. Everybody's schedules are a little off. This is really fun. So very, very good. All right. So let's dive in and chat about it. Again, 1 p.m. Central today. We're going to start the 5-day challenge. It'll be 31. This is our 31st one. So for 2.5 years, we've done a challenge every single month. And the point of the challenge is so that you can take 1 or 2 nuggets and you can apply them. And then we do them again next month so that you do not feel like you are just like, throwing spaghetti against a wall with your supplementation or your food. But instead you've got everything like targeted and dialed in so that, like with Patty, she just said she hit the 100s today. You guys, listen, I know that it can take longer than you want. I know that it can. Listening to another interview, gosh, I wish I could remember her name. She's a doctor. And she was talking about how she specifically was talking about ketosis. Now, I don't chase ketosis, but I'm not saying you can't or shouldn't. I'm just saying that's not what I'm talking about, but she was. And she did a couple of really cool things. She was talking about ketosis with a Down syndrome patient that changed everything. But she also said that even for herself, she said, I was so insulin resistant that it took me so long to finally be able to get my body into fat burning mode. That's the point that I'm trying to make. She said, it just took me forever. And I feel like that was me. And that's why I talk about how I was such a turtle in my journey. 22, gestational diabetic. 20, so I had him at like right at about 23. So 26, hypoglycemic with my second baby. 30 years old, my dad dies, type 2 diabetic. He was putting injections of insulin in his belly. He's 63 years old. So young. I'm going to be 61 in January. So young. He spends all of his 50s adding meds to his lazy Susan. Right? And then he dies at 63. I do nothing until I'm 50. Do you think that I might have been a tiny bit more than just a little bit insulin resistant? I'm just saying, like, my ship was a bigger ship to turn around. Some of yours isn't. And that's why you get these amazing results fairly quickly. Sometimes like you can just crush my results. And so I don't always have, without knowing everybody's factors and everybody's whatever, it's like we take it one step at a time, right? But if you can stay going, just don't give up on yourself. Patty just hit the 100s. And I know that it's been slower than she wanted it to be. I know that for a fact. So Marilyn, good morning, my New York friend. Good to see you. Magda, another New York friend. How fantastic is this? Okay, so anyway, so let's just talk about the connection between insulin resistance and anxiety. I just feel like people in general, if we can pay attention to the fact that we actually have maybe higher cortisol than we were thinking, and we're not sleeping and all of these things, let's fix some of this thought process, okay? Diving in right now. Oh man, they are just snow plowing outside. Welcome to Minnesota. Okay, so I just thought this was super interesting, the whole conversation about your sneezes. So this will be really interesting. I'll be interested to see what you guys think. You may or may not agree with this thought process, but this was interesting. So let's start with insulin resistance. When your insulin is high, your brain is inflamed. This is why type 3 diabetes is called insulin resistance of the brain. Okay. I watched it with my mom. I watched it. She was 100% Swedish, her mother, no type 2 in her family, but she lived an Italian life because we were Italian. My dad was 100% Italian. And she literally ended up with, I can track back in my mind all of the inflammation that she had at a very, young age that I can remember, because she started having hip and knee replacements in her 50s. No, hip replacements in her 50s. She didn't have a knee replacement until much later. And, then she ended up eventually with type 2 diabetes and then dementia, Alzheimer's. We took care of her. Okay. So let's go back to the sentence. When insulin is high, your brain is inflamed. Okay. So this is why I'm going to tell you why her anxiety, my testimony, after 1 month on the total body reset, she started to see a change. One of the things that she saw out of many is that her anxiety went away. Why? Inflamed brain equals racing thoughts, irritability, overwhelm, and anxious looping. You're looping. Okay? When insulin drops, that inflammation calms down, and so does your mind. My mother was a very anxious person. Insulin resistance steals the fuel that your brain needs. Okay? Your brain runs almost exclusively on glucose, but it cannot access it properly when you are insulin resistant. So your brain feels like it's starving, even if you just ate. God, this whole biology conversation. It's like all of a sudden, I'm hoping that light bulbs are going off for you. Like you're just like, oh, this makes so much sense as to why I have so much brain fog, or maybe why, like if I am seriously, insulin resistant and my brain is inflamed, like this is connected to my anxiety. It's not because I'm a lame person that has, that just can't figure life out. That's what we do. We tell ourselves that you're just lame and you can't figure life out. That's not true. So your brain feels like it's starving. So a starving brain equals an anxious brain. Okay. A fueled brain equals a calm brain. So high insulin disrupts your stress hormones. When insulin is high, cortisol stays high. Okay. When cortisol stays high, anxiety stays high. Fixing the insulin stabilizes cortisol and anxiety drops. All right. So hold on. I will continue here in just a second. Just want to make sure I'm not missing anything. Lynn says, Patty Herbert, woohoo! She's celebrating you, Patty. I love that so much. Across the channels. You guys are amazing. So now let's move on to the gut and insulin and anxiety. Okay. So here's another connection. So insulin resistance wrecks your gut. You guys, literally everything that I talk about, it's all in one conversation. It's all connected. This is why I'm a broken record. All I have to do is just keep telling you the same things over and over again because it's all connected. And so once we can get our brains to wrap around it, we'll take action and move forward and get the results that we were looking for. Whether that has to do with getting off of meds, losing weight, dropping inches, like, anxiety going away, inflammation going away, waking up and you don't ache, all of the different things. You guys have just been amazing in your testimonies, right? But insulin resistance wrecks your gut, and 90% of your serotonin is made there. 90%. Poor gut function equals low serotonin, which equals increased anxiety. Low serotonin, increased anxiety. Gut repaired, if you repair your gut, we'll talk about the total body reset and gut repair here in just a minute. Repair your gut and serotonin rises and calm can return. And doesn't that feel good? Man, I have so many thoughts in my head about how I didn't know what to do with my own anxiety. I had no clue that it was connected to insulin resistance. I didn't even know insulin resistance was a term. I just had no idea. And think about how when you're anxious all the time, maybe you're eating all the time. Maybe you're not sleeping all the time. And then your insulin resistance is higher. You get the picture, right? So when insulin normalizes, your nervous system finally comes out of hypervigilance. So important. This is where the sneeze count science fits naturally. Okay. We're going to see what you think about this thought process, because high insulin equals sympathetic dominance, meaning like your body is stuck in fight or flight, triple sneeze pattern. We're going to talk about it. Okay. Balanced insulin equals autonomic balance, AKA the double sneeze. Okay. We're going to get into it. Hold on. So why did her anxiety drop? Why did she say to me after 1 month on like, you guys, I'm not kidding you. She's been on the total body reset for 1 month. She said, my anxiety is gone. And then she also told me she has not had one cramp since she started. She had been suffering with, as a 70-year-old woman, all of her life, she suffered with constipation since she was a little girl. She had her gallbladder out in her 20s. She was just seriously dysregulated. After a month, yep, she lost the 1 inch. Remember, I always say, isn't that nice that we can lose that inch? That's great, right? I mean, I'm happy. I really am. But it's the visceral fat that's going away and the inflammation that's going down, and then now her anxiety. So she immediately put everything on a 6-month auto ship. She's like, because it changes your life when you can function, when your anxiety can simmer down. Hi, Susan. Good to see you. You realize your anxiety. Susan says her anxiety is gone too. Makes me so excited, Susan. That's so awesome. I'm telling you, you guys, you don't even realize sometimes that you're living in this fight or flight mode. And I just know that this was a big one for me when I was in the middle of my 40s. So I'm 60 now, right? So I'm in the middle of my 40s. My brain fog is out of control. What did we just read? High insulin equals brain inflammation. Okay. So this is why we get connected with brain fog. And then, like my mama, Alzheimer's. I understand there are multiple factors, and this is not a black and white conversation. I'm not confused. But nonetheless, she should have never been type 2 diabetic. That's ridiculous. So to say it's only genetic, that's a joke. That's stupid. So we know that her diet led her to this conversation. But I'm in my middle of my 40s. I'm perimenopausal. I start to feel depression set in. And it's reminiscent of the depression that I had after my first baby. Now you have to understand, that was intense. I lost a lot of blood. My postpartum was off the charts, just off the charts. So much so that I had my son on Friday. On Monday, they send me home. They shouldn't have. And I was in a bad way. Like, I just had a lot of stuff going on. I'm just going to say that. I actually went home with like a Foley catheter. I had lost a lot of blood, yada, yada, yada. You get the picture. I go home. It's Monday. And I'm on the phone with my mom. She lives about maybe half hour from me. And I think life is normal because I'm not assessing myself well at all. And she says to me, you need to come out here and live with me right away. Now, that was not the relationship that I had with my mother. We were not like, best friend sisters like you see people now. That wasn't it. My mom was 35 when she had me. That would not be a normal thing for her to say. She was, oh no, you're coming out to live with me right now. She assessed me immediately. And went out there. My postpartum was just, forget about it. It was bad. Anyway, so then I'm in my 40s and I kind of feel this depression coming back on. And I'm like, well, I don't like this. Obviously, this is hormonal. I mean, that's what I thought, right? Which it was, because insulin is a hormone. But that anxiety that comes with it, it's like under the surface and it's like bubbling up underneath the surface. And you're like, what the heck? And I kept thinking in my head, like, am I just going to be like my mother? Am I just going to be a nervous Nelly? Am I just going to be like worrying about everything? We always kind of made fun of my mom, stop worrying about everything, mom. Ha. She probably just had anxiety all the time from her insulin resistance, right? Like, it makes me so mad that we don't identify this stuff so we can help people. This is freaking ridiculous. Okay. So why did her anxiety go away after a month for her, right? Her anxiety went down because once we lowered her insulin, her brain finally got fuel again. Okay. Her brain was able to get fuel. Her gut began to produce serotonin. Are you tracking with me? Right. And her cortisol settled. Her nervous system came out of fight or flight. So she didn't get less. She didn't get less anxious. Her body got less inflamed. So you bring down that inflammation. And that's how her anxiety started to like come down. And she was like, what just happened? Okay. So that's her testimony. And that's with the total body reset. I'll show you that in like 3 minutes. Okay. In 3 minutes, hold on. Because I just want to give you this whole sneeze thought process. And you tell me if you think this is true or not. I heard this. I'm bringing it to you. Okay. So number one, if you are a one-time sneezer, you sneeze once and that's it. This is what he said. That is an under-responsive nervous system. Your nervous system is too calm, parasympathetic dominant, often shows up with a low mood, feeling shut down. You can decide which one of this is you, okay? Low mood, feeling shut down, withdrawal or dislocation. Disassociation. It's Monday. Grace, people. Oh my gosh. Okay, if you're a one sneeze person, you are under responsive. Low mood, feeling shut down, withdrawal or disassociation. Number two, if you're a two sneeze person, you always sneeze twice. Hachoo, hachoo. You're more balanced, supposedly, right? This is the sweet spot. Your stress and calm systems are working together the way they should. I want to know if anybody has that. Number three, if you are a three sneeze person, hachoo, 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 you are over responsive. Your body is in go, go, go mode. Sympathetic dominant often shows up with anxiety, hypervigilance. You can't relax and you feel on edge. I would love to know if that matches anybody, or is this just a bunch of hooey? Apparently, neurologists actually studied 5,000 people and found this pattern lines up with stress, anxiety, and emotional regulation more than the most of us ever knew. I just want to know if that actually matches with anybody. I'd love to know. Lee, good to see you. Happy Monday. I had such a blessed weekend. I really, really did. Patty says number 2. So Patty's 2. You're very balanced, Patty. You're doing well. Jody, I sneeze daily once every so often. There you go. Okay. No anxiety from me, Patty says. That's so good. Patty, did you have anxiety before you started the total body reset? I would like to know. If you don't want to say, you don't have to. Lynn says, I'm sending the replay to my friend who is hold on, I got to put this up so I can read it over here. I'm sending the replay to my friend who is so anxiety riddled and also was prescribed with PCOS as a young woman. Mm-hmm. Oh, the connections, you guys. Oh, the connections. So sad. Okay. And then somebody else said something else. You had a lot of anxiety, Patty. Would you say that it is partially gone, halfway gone, or all the way gone? Had you been like tracking that? Had you noticed that? Because I don't want to put words into your mouth. I always want just the truest of testimonies. Lee says, I'm more a 2, but my husband can put out up to 5. Are you kidding? 5 is a lot. Does he have a lot of anxiety? That is hysterical. 5 sneezes, that's a lot. That's a lot. That's really funny. Okay, I'll wait for you to chat on that. Okay, so I'm going to show you the total body reset. You guys, every single time I get a testimony, I'm just like, I'm sorry, but I'm so like, Lynn, you just shared this with somebody. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Because not enough people are watching. Not enough people are a part of this community. Not enough people know about the total body reset. Not enough people know that if we do the inside job, the body will deliver a different result. Just not enough people know. More people need to know. I'm so convinced of what I'm convinced of. It's like when I hear you guys talk about your anxiety going away or you're getting off of meds or you weigh less than you did 30 years ago. Like you're taking back your life because the information you've been given sucks. It's so bad. It's so bad. It's so bad. And I watched it happen in real time when in 2018, my mother ended up moving out of her home because of dementia. My brother had a stroke he had a heart attack, quadruple bypass surgery, and a stroke on the table. And so he was in group homes and et cetera. And my mother was in different facilities. Both of them were type 2 diabetic, and nobody paid attention to their type 2 diabetes inside of the medical matrix in the state of Minnesota. Home of the Mayo Clinic. Whatever. That means literally nothing. And I'm like, I'm just curious, like, why you're not like feeding them better. Like, I don't understand. Nope. This is so dumb. So we have to take back our own lives. So share out information. Tell people, oh man, they're having trouble streaming to Facebook. You guys will have to tell me about that. What was the sneeze research called? It was a reel that I saw this morning. I'll have to go back and find it for you, Jody. I just thought that was so interesting. You definitely noticed it and it's gone. That's amazing. Ugh. Fires me up. Okay, so the total body reset, this is what she was taking. Let me show you. So when I started to do supplementation a little over 10 years ago, I was a 2X in size. And my mom would not leave me alone about my sugars because my dad died when I was 30 years old and he was only 63. So she was constantly saying things like, Kirsten, do you even go to the doctor? Kirsten, do you even know where your sugars are? Kirsten, are you peeing all the time? Kirsten, are you thirsty all the time? Like, why are you not paying attention? Because my dad's whole life was in the hospital with emergencies, procedures, with, quadruple bypass and pacemaker and kidney dialysis. And it was just one like fight or flight situation after the other. And so when I was about 50, this is me being a turtle, right? I was a turtle to get there, and then I was a turtle to turn it around. That was me. I started with the trio. So this is 50% of the total body reset right here. This is what I started with. And a lot of you have started with this. I have so many testimonies of just the trio alone they're on a Google sheet. Like I have so many, and then like I haven't even been able to keep up with it. I'm just telling you because it's where it all started. This helps with your insulin and your sugars. And we just got done talking about your insulin. When you have high insulin, you have inflammation in your brain. Okay. So all of these connections are very serious. So bring down your insulin and your sugars. This one is for your liver. 50% of the total body reset is for your liver. When your insulin is high, you can't burn fat. When your liver is sluggish, you can't burn fat. And then the last one is for your metabolism. That's 50% of the trio right here. And then the other three are powders. Let me show you the powders. One is a gut primer. It's a gastrointestinal primer. I take it every morning, one little scoop in water, and I froth it up with my little frother, just like this. It does not taste like cookie dough blizzard. I wish that it did, but it does not. It tastes like green tea. And I am not a tea person. So if I can do this, literally anybody can do this. And I just take it like a wellness shot, just like you would take a wellness shot from any other. I walked into a health sauna place, and they had a refrigerator with little wellness shots in it. Like this is normal, right? So that's what I do. But this has all of the goodness in it. Literally all of the goodness. So this is the fourth product in the total body reset, but it's also for your liver, your liver, your liver. If you do not have a gallbladder, remember, we just got done saying all of that information about how 90% of your serotonin is made in your gut. You got to get the inflammation down in your gut. Okay. Number 5 is the probiotic, repopulating your microbiome. So important. These are alive. Do not take with hot coffee or around hot coffee because they are alive. And literally you put it on your tongue or sprinkle it on cold food because it doesn't have a taste, and get it into your gut. It has stick to the gut technology, like just stick right to the gut, and stay alive technology, because when you get those live strains in you, you want them to do what they have to do. Because if you can turn back, if you can get your serotonin back up again, if you can get your inflammation back down again, if you can get your liver to function so that you can burn fat. And the last one is the actual fat burner. It is literally targeting your visceral fat. It's an orange pixie stick. This is such a game changer for so many of you. It is very common. I was just talking to another team member on my business team, and she was telling me that I didn't even know this. I'm like, how do I not know this? I said, I'm totally getting your testimony. I said, I need your data. I need to know like how long it has been since you've been taking the pixie stick. Because I teach you guys once a day for 90 days and then take 30 days off because it's a thermogenic. I have a couple of you now that have done the total body reset for an entire year. And like you've been consistent because, a lot of people aren't, long journeys, we're not all set up for that, right? We don't always do that extremely well, but there are some of you that do it very well. And it seems common, like 14 inches off of this whole trunk area. That's where your visceral fat is laid down. High insulin lays down that fat, that visceral fat. That's not good. No bueno. So you're losing fat from the inside out. So I need to know how long she's been doing it. So I don't know that yet, but she had her a person who takes her jeans in 2 inches on her waist. I'm like, how do I not know this? She goes, yeah, 2 inches on my waist and then straight down my hip. I'm like, okie dokie. This is common now. This is common since they launched this. I have so many testimonies. It's obnoxious at this point because it literally, it's made for the sports nutrition line. They're making a claim that it will target your visceral fat. It actually does target your visceral fat, and you guys are the recipients of it. So like I just said, my friend Kim, my new friend Kim, you're all strangers at the beginning and then you become my friends, that I did the phone consult with, when she said that her anxiety was gone. She also, after 1 month, which is super common, lost 1 inch off of my boobs and my waist. I think she said, did she say boobs and waist or boobs and hips? Hold on. She said boobs and waist. So I don't know if she measured her hips or not. Boobs and waist, lost 1 inch. This is very common. So 1 inch a month is common. But I'm just telling you, so measure yourself. Make sure that you have a measuring tape, okay? So did I freeze, Marilyn? Shoot. Yep. I don't know. Having a hard time on Facebook today, I guess. So the total body reset is the primer, the probiotic, the fat burner, and the 3 supplements. This is all together on Facebook and YouTube. You can always put Total Body Reset in the comments if you want to know more about that. I did shift my website just a little bit. Let me show you how to get a free resource. I don't want anybody to miss out. My first last name, Kirsten Liebelt.com. So it's KirstenLiebelt.com. You'll see my face. Okay, see my face. And what I did was I made it so that it's super easy. Right here at the top, there's the trio that I started with, and then the trio is inside of the Total Body Reset. You can go right there. Trio Total Body Reset. I shortened this whole thing. It's super short now. Shorter than it's ever been. And the 3 things that are free, right here. Right there. There's a free protein blueprint. There's the egg white bread, the protein bread, and the sugar-free chocolate pudding. So all of the freeness for you. And then if you need to, at the very, very bottom, there's a little FB icon, if you know what I mean. Wink, wink, right there. And that'll take you to the group. Give your email, jump in the group, and then you are able to, it doesn't really take me there because it doesn't matter. Because then you can be a part of the challenge today, starting today at 1 p.m. Central. So again, if you don't want to talk to me, because there's a lot of people that don't, you're just like, listen, lady, there's so many of you that just jump on and you just purchase, and that's perfect. But I am available for consultation. I want you to know that. Like, don't think that you have to just jump on right here. So Trio, Total Body Reset, that's just some holiday helpers we talked about last week. But I shortened everything up to make it even more streamlined. And basically, if you need a customized cart, if you're not sure, because your situation is different, you got maybe a lot going on and you've got some questions, I'm here. That's literally what I do. If more people knew about the Total Body Reset, if more people knew how to switch out their foods, the things that I do with food in the group is I teach sugar-free, legume-free, and grain-free. And I'm Italian, and I do that. Just think about that for a minute. And one of the things that she said was, because I wrote down all her notes, she said, I was on WW. You know what WW is? Points, right? I lost 30 pounds, but I was eating lots of greens and beans. She said, and so you can, okay, if you can just connect for a second, constipated her entire life. She's 70 years old, had her gallbladder removed in her 20s. She lost weight, but she's got pain all the time. Pain all the time in her digestive system. Her digestive system is going, ugh. She's eating a ton of grains and beans. She comes across my content and she goes, what? That's the opposite of what I've been doing. How can this be true? She immediately begins to follow this thought process, right? This program. She jumps on, she orders the Total Body Reset, and after 1 month, no pain. She said her digestive issues got so bad that at one point she was in the emergency room because nothing was working. Nothing like her normal over-the-counter helpers for constipation, right? She goes, nothing was working. And she said, after 1 month now, that has been cut in half. She's just like, boom. So more people need to know, more people need to hear that you can literally target insulin resistance. You can target your internal systems. You can get your liver going again, get your gut inflammation down, get your insulin down, get everything moving and going again, move that impacted waste, get the toxins out. And literally your body will say, thank you, and it will deliver you a different result. The opposite result than what you're living right now. Maybe you're living with pain, inflammation, constipation, anxiety, depression. All of this stuff is connected because God made your body so fearfully and wonderfully made, and you were created to function and heal, and your body will fight to function. It will fight, fight, fight. Your liver is a workhorse organ. That's why half of the total body reset is for your liver. It's going to fight. Like it's going to be, I'm going to balance out your hormones and I'm going to get your sugars down and I'm going to help you metabolize fat so you can actually lose weight. That's what your liver does all day, every day, and it will fight to function. But if it is sluggish, if it's doing double duty because you had your gallbladder taken out, you have to help it. The function is down. You have to come in and support it and help it. Okay. Oh, Patty, I love you. So let's wrap up with Patty's little note because I'm going to see you guys at 1 in a very short time here. She says, I have never been so consistent with any program in my life. I finally feel that I am in control and there's no stopping me now. Thank you, Kirsten. Once you feel like you have a key, that you're not beholden to a processed food, prepackaged program that doesn't even taste good, and you're just like, you then get to work within your own boundaries and make the foods that you love. And if you will give yourself permission, thank you, Patty, if you will give yourself permission for the journey, I'm telling you, your 2026 can look completely different than your 2025. Completely different. And right now, because of the ongoing customer campaign, every single 3 months, I was sitting down last night and writing out all the people that have done this now. It launched in March. When you purchase 150 or more 3 months in a row, they give you $75 off your third month. I have so many of you that have done this multiple times, because you're finally being rewarded for your own consistency and your own health journey. But they're throwing in a little due December, and wherever you are, if you're already a customer, you're going to get it anyway. Just stay consistent. In January, they're going to throw you an extra 50. So if you start as a brand new customer in December, like, don't sabotage yourself. This isn't the time of year to sabotage yourself for a lot of reasons. But if you start in December, you'll do December, January, 50 off, February, 75 off. Like, I don't know how much better that gets, for people who are wanting to be like, okay, I'll go on a 90-day run and still have 3 months left on my money back guarantee, because nobody's giving you that either. But you can't turn any of this into an HSA or code it to insurance. So you have to do your own stuff. You have to take it back. You have to yank it out of that matrix's hand and say, I don't have to play by your rules anymore that do not serve me. Because those rules were not written for you. They were written for the pharma companies. And that's literally the only answer that you're ever given. So, all right. So what we're going to do then is at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time, in an hour and 15 minutes, we are going to be in the group, Ditch Insulin Resistance for Women. If you want to get in there, you can do that. Email, get in. I will go live Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday at 1 p.m. We're going to talk about all of the good stuff with the food and everything. We'll do a recipe. We'll do all the fun things. And we do it every single month. And it's free. Okay. You don't even have to sign up. You just show up. And the replay, yes, will be in there for 30 days. That's what Meta gives us. 30 days on replays on lives. That's it. Then they delete them all. But it's so incredibly helpful to right now feel like what if you could feel like Patty? I finally feel that I am in control and there is no stopping me now. That's what Patty just said. I finally feel that I am in control and there's no stopping me now. If that's what you're wanting to feel as you're heading into 2026, because you're tired of feeling like you are a freight train of weight gain, then let's do it. Let's get going on the challenge at 1 p.m. And then we'll get you dialed in on the total body reset. So, all right, I'm going to see you in a little bit over an hour. Otherwise, for everybody else, or if you're a guy, right? Because, I got guys too. I'll be back tomorrow at 11 a.m. right here, Central Standard Time. And we'll do this again every single day, Monday through Friday. This is what we do. So, all right, have a good day, you guys. I can't wait to start the challenge. I'm excited. Maybe that's why I did my hair down. I don't know. I'm just kidding. See you later.